I was inside home and I heard a loud bang, and when I tried to open the garage door, it didn't open at all. And you can tell that the coil here, the last coil of this spring, so we have another spring right there, the door is closed now, the spring is extended. So the last coil was at some point in time attached to this pulley, which is now hanging by the cable. So that coil was attached just like you see here. This is the problem. So this guy also sheared at some point. Let's see what I did. So it did blew one of the last coil basically that was attached to that hook. So what I did, I just inserted the hook. Obviously you need to open the door, support the door open, so the spring is not extended, it's compressed, no force in the spring, and then try to just get the spring around or split a bit of the coils and just wrap them, overlap them over the hook and attach like this. You may want to look at the wire, how the wire is passing on the remaining side. So you are going to have a good spring still attached, and you just look how the pulley is just attaching the cables and so on. Something interesting with this coil did snap. Actually, it did spring back with a lot of force, and if you see what it did here is the entire coil just pressed onto the attaching hook. I put gloves on both my hands and I just grabbed the thing with both my hands and twisted and maybe just rotated. Okay, so this is how it looks. So it's one coil that's attached to the hook. I had a hard time opening enough the last coil to pass it inside the hook because this hook is pretty large. I need to use pliers, and the coils are really strong, so it depends if you have enough gap. You see the end of that coil was very close to the next coil, so I could not insert it into the hook. But and also I did detach this cable. This is the cable that goes through the coil itself, and it's wrapping here. This is simply a cable that just supports the entire coil to stay horizontal, more or less horizontal. There is no tension in this guy, so you just adjust it like the one on the other side. You wrap it here carefully. Just look how it's been done on the other side. But again, there is no worry to set a tension for the coil, for the cable getting through the coil itself. So it's better to just detach it and maybe even remove it and just reinsert it through the coil when you attach it at that end. This is the other end where I did attach it. Not sure you can see it. I did have the pulley pass into the in between the two last coils. I'm not going to use the end of the coil any longer because it's going to this one actually is the one that broke. Basically you just the pulley has a cable to it, and you just there is no issue, just because you are going to travel the pulley whatever you hear, you are going to travel it inside until you reach a point. This is the tension cable that goes through the pulley, so I did just unhook it simply, let me see, from this hook here. So I did not move the hook from its hole, just leave the hook so you know the position. The door is now open. I do support it like this, which is not an ideal roll. Be aware if the door, if you drop this support, the door will just slam into the ground. So now, because the spring on this side is going to be slightly shorter, a couple of inches, maybe 2 inches or so. You see, when I try to close the door, it sits slightly higher. It's not all the way to the ground, but obviously it's going to be more tension on the right side than on the left side. Basically, what I need to do is close the door more and open the door less. This is just my experience. Maybe yours is going to be different, but I'm going to explain what I did for my situation. So closing the door is this screw. It has a slot. It's a slotted screw, flat screwdriver. It's difficult to Basically you need to just push a bit, rotate gently, and you will feel when it engages in the slot, and then you start adjusting. So basically I want the door to close more to the floor. I'm going just to rotate it counterclockwise, this one, and the two are independent. They are not interconnected, so you adjust each one as you need. Don't think about the other one at that point. So I need to unscrew it until it reaches the floor, and you need to be careful. Don't unscrew it too much, because then it's going to close with all the way down, and then force to close it some more, and you force on the motor. Usually it should open by itself automatically, but my suggestion is just rotate it. Maybe try to rotate, depends how much you need to travel it more to the floor. Maybe try to rotate half a turn, see how close it comes to the floor, then maybe another half a turn, and try to stop before it's forcing on the floor, just when it touches, and don't adjust anymore. Now for the other part, the door is opening too much. I actually need to unscrew this guy. So if I would rotate to the right, it will open more. I don't want it, I actually want it to open less. So I'm going to just go counterclockwise on this adjustment. This is the opening. It stops like this, it clears here, it doesn't force on the other end. Let's just try to close it now. This is the bit that did, the sharp bit that did shear here the metal, and it's very close to the cable, so I'm going to file it a little bit so it doesn't rub against the cable and it doesn't break the cable at some point. Maybe just careful here, maybe if you can cut the coil to just chop a bit of the coil, the broken coil, just to be sure it doesn't grab or touch anything when it's working.